Well, the new year already gearing up to be another record one at the border. Yesterday in Texas, hundreds more illegally crossing into the U.S. as part of the year-end surge. Fox News contributor and retired ICE director Tom Homan joins us now. And Tom, you and I have been talking all year long. Neither of us would have thought we'd ever be here dealing with the crisis at the state it is. But as we head into Christmas Eve this morning, there are hundreds of Border Patrol agents, men and women in green, that signed up to make a commitment to protect the border and national security, and yet they're going to spend their time away from family and friends processing and transporting migrants by the thousands because of the administration's inability to deter them. What do you say?
It's not the administration's inability. The administration don't want to deter them. There is no consequences. This administration decided that. And you're right, Griff. We got thousands of Border Patrol agents working through the holidays doing what they don't want to do. They want to enforce the law. They want to secure the border. But last week when I was down in Texas, one agent told me he felt like a tourist agent. The other agent said, I feel like an Uber driver because all they're doing is processing and releasing. And yesterday I saw a tweet from Acting Commissioner Troy Miller saying, we need more money from Congress to deal with this surge because the smugglers continue to lie and manipulate the aliens and come to the United States. That's a stone cold lie. He should have some integrity because he's a career officer. They're coming because they see the actions of this administration. They know if they turn themselves in, they'll be released from another day. They'll be flown to the city of their choice on a taxpayer dime. They'll be put in a hotel room, getting 3 meals a day and free medical care and work authorization. That's why they're coming, not because they're being lied to. They're seeing the truth from this administration.
And Tom, you've got my colleague Bill Malugin, who's done such a great job in Lukeville, Arizona this past week. He was flying out of Tucson's airport. Sees a sign that says non-U.S. citizens without passports come in this lane. It's unthinkable. It's unclear, to be honest, how the coordination works between CBP and the local NGOs, in this case in Arizona, and whether or not any federal dollars are backdoor supporting this. That's something Fox is looking into. But to your point, this is something that is not slowing down, and now it's being organized in even a more orderly way. I ask you this question. Speaker Mike Johnson has taken a Codell in the first week of January 3rd, I believe, down to Eagle Pass to stand there and demand action. Do you think that's going to do anything?
That's not going to do squat. And I said yesterday, look, I'm sick of the dog and pony shows, right? I'm sick of all of them because the Republicans, what they need to do is stay in D.C. and do their job. They need to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security. I've been calling for that for 2 years. Most border experts have been calling for that. And they promised during the midterms that's what they're going to do if they get reelected. Well, where are they? They need to stay in D.C. and do their job, pass some policies to secure the border, and impeach Alejandro Mayorkas. Another trip to Mexico, another trip to the border isn't going to do anything. It's just a dog and pony show. And you're right. I was in Phoenix, Arizona. I saw a line. They don't have to have pre-check. They don't have to have, clear. They got their own VIP line. And not only that, they'll get on the airplane first. I had a captain of one airline I was taking pull me aside. And he says, I deal with this every day. Half of my plane is full of these people, manila envelopes. Do we really know who they are? The answer, no, we don't, because most of them dropped their ID in Mexico.
It's hard, Tom, to see this as anything other than a sheer backdoor amnesty process, if not plan. I don't know what the administration's intends or not, but I know this, those Border Patrol agents will be spending their holiday working hard, and we appreciate them unlike any, and we will continue to shine a light on it and show it and hear from great experts like you. Merry Christmas, my friend.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.